One of the great things about Azure is that it is designed for us to improve our productivity. One of the ways it helps us improve our productivity is by giving us the ability to create service, many kind of different services in a really small amount of time. We can create, for example, virtual machines, and we are not necessarily required to install all the software we will need in those virtual machines. The Azure model allows us to create machines from existing templates. So in this case, what we are going to do is create a virtual machine within with an installation of Moodle. To do that, what we can do is we log in into our Azure subscription, and once we are there, we click on New, and we can go and find our Moodle in the marketplace. So we select everything, right, and we search for Moodle. We can press enter, and we see a list of Moodle installations. The first one, we can see that the category is web plus mobile, so that will basically create a website. And the second one and third one, they are virtual machines. The one I have been working the most with and I feel most comfortable with is the one from Bitnami. They are publishing a lot of interesting virtual machines in the VM depot, and it's really helping increase your productivity by creating your installations quickly. So we choose our model virtual machine, we tell it to create, and now Azure will request us for a couple of configuration parameters we would need so that Azure can create a virtual machine. One of the first things it will require is the actual virtual machine name. So in this case, I will prefix it with VM. I will name it Moodle 16. It will now request me for my user, the one that we will use to log in into our virtual machine. So I will just name it demo user, and we type our desired password. Now, um, Azure Portal and the new versions of Azure, um, and the latest updates to Azure, they are changing their model to something named Azure Resource Group. So that will basically allows us to organize our objects and our servers and pretty much everything we will have in different groups. So we can have, for example, if we have an application which has, let's say, a database, a website, a cloud service, and virtual machine, etc., we can group all those in a specific group, and we will be more organized, and we can also even delete those groups, and we can also create like a duplicate from those groups later by using templates. Pretty much allows us to extend or twist our deployments, especially if we need to create our same model in many different clients. So I will create a group for this. I will prefix it with RG. That's for resource group. And now I will put a name for those groups and for that group. So I will just name it RG model. we can select location is basically the data center where we want to have those this virtual machine. And the recommendation is usually to select the data center which is closer to you. And we can also test like the ping. Basically what we want to do is like choose the data center which gives you the less latency, so you can have like faster responses. South Central US is the one who has been working the best for me since I live in Costa Rica. Now I will request that for the Azure for the virtual machine size, right? There are many um, virtual machine sizes, right? So we'll have, if we click below, we will have a list of many different virtual machines. So we'll have like the ones in the D series, right? We have the ones in the A series. There are the ones in the G1, but they are not available in this one. In this one. Um, One of the things I recommend is that when you create a virtual machine, you try to use the ones which are recommended. In some situations, it is feasible to use virtual machines smaller than the ones that Azure is recommending, but it tends to be slower. So what I'll do is use the A1, which is like $44.64 dollars per month. So that's okay. I'll select the A1 virtual machine size. Now it will request us for other parameters, right? The storage account. So the virtual machine requires some storage. So we will create a storage for it. I don't like that name, so I will change it. So I select there, I click create new, right? It takes us to the storage account configuration. I will prefix it with stg, and then I will name it stg Moodle DM for demo. So we press OK. It already validated that this name it's okay. It requests us for our virtual network configuration, right? In this case, we will not change anything. We will change this if we want like other IPs, other subnets, and etc. I click OK. So now it will show us a summary of what we already chosen, right? So our resource group is rg-model. We will create a virtual machine in South Central US data center. Our virtual machine is VM model 16. The username is demo user. We will create a standard A1 virtual machine, right? Or this type is a standard, right? It's not solid state. We will create a storage account, which is named STG Model DM. Our virtual network is named RG Model. We have public. We have diagnostics enable, and our diagnostics storage account is also STG Model DM. So we will tell it this okay, right? Now I will request that for some configuration and cases where we have to pay um, additional money for that, for example, external services and stuff like that. We will see it here, right? So pretty much what it says is like we are not paying for the model image, but we have to pay like $0.06 per hour for usage. So we now click purchase, right? And our Moodle server is going to be created, deployed. It will take a while because it has to create a virtual machine, and actually it probably has to retrieve the image, the Moodle image to our server, then create a virtual machine based on that image and set up the network. So it will probably take a while. You can see that the deployment is started, right? So we can try to go to virtual machines and see if it is if it's been created. We don't see it yet. Okay. Okay. Now there is our virtual machine. It's still being created, right? So we need to wait a little bit more. So now that our virtual machine is running, we can go and check its configuration. Uh, so we now have our IP, right? We need to verify that our network interface is allowing us to navigate to the HTTP and HTTPS ports. In this case, it will probably already be configured since the image is it's taken, so that we don't have to configure anything. Network security group. So we have these network interfaces, right? No, I'm sorry, our inbound and outbound security rules. And we have our HTTP and HTTPS inbound rule. So this basically means that we will be able to perform requests to the server on the port 80 and 443 over TCP, right? So basically we are able to access the website, the Moodle website. So since we haven't configured our DNS, we take the IP, which is this one. We can copy it and we try to navigate to that to that IP address. Once the website responds, we should already see our our default installation for Moodle. This is our default installation, and in the case of Bitnami, they have a default user we can use, and then we log in. And once we are logged in, we just customize Moodle as we need. So there it is. That's one of the quick way to install Moodle by using Azure.